High in the mountains of ancient Japan, nestled among cherry blossoms and whispering bamboo, lay a village of serene beauty. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blossoms, and the gentle rustle of bamboo leaves created a symphony of nature. Sunlight sparkled on the crystal-clear stream flowing through the heart of the village, casting a magical glow on everything it touched. The water was so pure that one could see the pebbles at the bottom, each one polished smooth by the constant flow. The villagers lived in harmony with nature, their lives simple and peaceful. They tended to their gardens, fished in the stream, and gathered in the evenings to share stories and laughter. Their connection to the land was evident in every aspect of their daily lives. Among them lived Tenzin, an old man known for his wisdom and tranquility. His presence was a cornerstone of the village, a living testament to the peace and balance that defined their way of life. Tenzin lived in a small hut on the outskirts of the village. The hut was modest, with a thatched roof and walls made of bamboo, yet it exuded a sense of warmth and welcome. People from far and wide sought his counsel, drawn by his gentle demeanor and profound insights. They came with their troubles and left with a sense of clarity and peace, as if a great weight had been lifted from their shoulders. He spoke little, but his words carried the weight of years spent observing the ebb and flow of life. Each word was like a pebble dropped into a still pond, creating ripples that spread far and wide. His presence alone had a calming effect, easing troubled minds and soothing weary souls. Just being near him felt like a balm to the spirit, a reminder of the simple joys of life. One crisp spring morning, a young man named Ken arrived at the village. The first light of dawn bathed the village in a golden hue, and the air was filled with the promise of new beginnings. He had journeyed for days, his face etched with worry, his heart heavy with unspoken burdens. The road had been long and arduous, but the hope of finding solace kept him moving forward. Ken had heard tales of Tenzin's wisdom and hoped the old man could help him find the peace that eluded him. With each step, his anticipation grew, and he felt a glimmer of hope that perhaps, here in this serene village, he would find the answers he sought. Ken was a successful merchant, his days filled with bustling trade and profitable ventures. Yet beneath his outward success, he harbored a constant turmoil. His mind raced with worries, anxieties gnawing at his peace. He sought solace in his achievements, but they provided only fleeting comfort. The whispers of not enough and what if haunted his waking hours. He compared himself to others, their successes amplifying his own perceived shortcomings. Sleep offered little respite, his nights plagued by restless dreams and a nagging sense of emptiness. He had come to Tenzin desperate for answers. How could he silence the relentless chatter in his mind? How could he find the peace that seemed to elude him? Tenzin listened patiently, his eyes reflecting the young man's pain. Tenzin led Ken to a clearing overlooking the flowing stream. The air was crisp, and the sound of the water was soothing, creating a perfect setting for a lesson. "Tell me, Ken," he began, his voice soft yet steady. "What do you see?" His eyes twinkled with the wisdom of countless lessons. Ken looked at the water cascading over rocks, sunlight dancing on its surface. The stream seemed alive, a constant flow of energy and life. "I see a stream, Master Tenzin," he replied, unsure of the old man's intention. His mind raced, trying to grasp the deeper meaning behind the simple question. "Observe closely," instructed Tenzin. "What happens when the water encounters a rock?" His tone was patient, encouraging Ken to look beyond the obvious. Ken watched as the water flowed effortlessly around the obstacle, its course changing yet its movement continuous. The stream adapted without hesitation, finding new paths. "It flows around it, Master," he responded, a flicker of understanding dawning in his eyes. The simplicity of the stream's movement held profound wisdom. "So it is with thoughts, Ken," Tenzin explained. "They are like the water, constantly flowing through the riverbed of your mind. Each thought, like a drop of water, contributes to the stream. Do not try to stop them, for that is like trying to dam a river. Instead, observe them, acknowledge them, and let them flow. In this way you will find peace and clarity." Ken sat in silence, contemplating Tenzin's words. The stillness around him was almost palpable, a stark contrast to the chaos within his mind. He had spent years battling his thoughts, trying to suppress them, only to find them returning with greater force. Each attempt to push them away seemed to give them more power. The idea of simply letting them flow felt counterintuitive, even frightening. It was as if he was being asked to embrace the very thing he feared most. Yet, there was a quiet wisdom in Tenzin's words that resonated deep within him. It was a wisdom that spoke of acceptance and understanding. He began to practice observing his thoughts without judgment. It was a new approach, one that required patience and persistence. He sat by the stream each day, watching the water flow, and tried to apply the same principle to his mind. The flowing water became a metaphor for his thoughts. At first it was a struggle. His mind resisted, clinging to old habits. The moment he tried to silence his thoughts, they seemed to multiply, their whispers turning into shouts. It was as if his mind was rebelling against this new practice. He returned to Tenzin, frustration evident in his voice. The struggle was wearing him down. "Master, the more I try to let them flow, the louder they become. It's as if they are demanding my attention. How can I find peace when my mind is in such turmoil?" The question lingered in the air, a plea for guidance and understanding.